Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about what lessons were you meant to learn in the year of 2020. So obviously it's not a timeless reading. Well, I don't know, maybe it's 2025 and you want to know what you were meant to learn in 2020, but I'm going to assume that most people by 2025 won't be asking this question. So anyway, yes, we're going to figure out what were you meant to learn this year and see if any messages or advice may also come about. So as usual, we have charms, we have letters, we have a lot of different oracle cards depending on the reading for extra advice or if we need clarification. And as always, we have a tarot. So we have 3 decks today, as per usual. But the first deck is the Modern Witch Tarot, or this crystal resin with roses. The second is the Golden Universal Tarot, or this crystal resin with, I believe it's a pink straw flower. And then the third is the Tarot of the Divine with yellow flowers, which I don't know what they are, but beautiful nonetheless. So we have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. If you need to pause the video, please go ahead and do so. If not, we're going to start off with pile 1 right over here. Okay. Alright, so pile 1, you guys chose this crystal resin with roses, or you guys chose the Modern Witch Tarot. And we're going to try to find out what lessons you were meant to learn. Oops, something was on the table. We're trying to figure out what lessons you were meant to learn in 2020. So just a quick heads up, this deck is pretty thick, and for some of you guys who have this deck, you guys probably know what I'm talking about, so I kind of struggle shuffling this deck. But pile 1, what lessons were you meant to learn in 2020? What lessons were you meant to learn this year in 2020 for pile 1? Okay. Pile 1, 2020. Lessons that you were meant to learn. Let's get 3 to 4 cards for pile 1. What lessons were you guys meant to learn for the year of 2020? Okay. We have 7 of Cups. We have the Death card. And we also have the King of Wands. Oh, and at the bottom of the deck we have 7 of Wands. Okay. So this is a very interesting energy. Oopsies. So here is what I'm hearing. So you guys may feel a bit either defensive or guarded. You guys may be people who feel like it's a bit difficult to trust people, depending on your trauma, depending on past relationships, just depending on your personality. You may be someone who struggles with opening up, and you may feel like everyone might have some sort of an ulterior motive, or their intentions may not be so pure. And in some ways you're right, not everyone's intentions are pure, and there are some people who are not to be trusted, but it seems like it's to the point where you might feel very alone. And because of this sense of isolation, it leads to a lot of confusion with the 7 of Cups. So the 7 of Cups can mean daydreaming or having lots of options. It can also mean confusion. So this confusion, I'm getting the sense that it's really related to, do I trust others, but do I also trust myself? Can I trust my own judgment? Am I someone that knows what is best for me? Second guessing yourself a lot, not being sure that you have the confidence or the skills or the competence to make the right choices. But in 2020, the lessons that you were meant to learn was for that confusion that you have to die out or to end, and for you to have a transformation. Because all this confusion, this self-esteem concerns, this lack in trusting yourself, it's unwarranted. Depending on your own personal experiences, maybe in childhood, your parents or parental figures didn't give you the choices, so you would have to go with whatever they chose for you, or they made it seem like you never really could do the right thing. But that's ended. And now know that you have the power to make these transformations, right? To become this person who can trust in his or herself. The King of Wands is passionate, the King of Wands is entrepreneurial, but the King of Wands is also very confident. They make a decision, they stick to it, they're super assured, they trust themselves, they trust in their instincts, because, you know, the Wands suit is also about being intuitive and being able to manifest. So when before, the Seven of Cups energy that you were experiencing had to do with the sense of confusion, the sense of, I don't know what to do, where to go, who to trust, do I even trust myself? Now, your lesson is to transmute the Seven of Cups energy of confusion to a Seven of Cups of, hey, I've got lots of options coming my way. I have a lot of choices and opportunities, but I also know which choices to make, which way to go, and I can trust myself. And also to let down your guard just a little bit for your sake. For your sake, okay? So I'm going to get you guys a few oracles. So the first one I want to get is from this Sacred Self-Care deck. And let's see what you guys can do in 2021 to really take care of yourself. You know, build up that self-confidence and that self-esteem so that you know you can make the right decisions for yourself and that you can think for yourself. Alright, pile one. Let's get a self-care oracle. Let's get a self-care oracle for pile one. Let's get a self-care message for pile one. One card, please. If you don't get a message, pop out. Oops, that's too many. I will just pick one. Let's get a self-message, or self-care message. That's too many cards. Ooh, I think, nope. Okay, I'm going to try shuffling a couple more times. If nothing pops out, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go pick one. Okay, so pile one, you guys got hydrate. So with hydration card, it could be quite literal that you guys need to drink more water. Sometimes when we feel hungry, it's not that we're actually hungry, it's that we're dehydrated, and drinking some water might help. So that might be a literal message. But for others, I'm also hearing maybe being near a body of water, whether it's a lake or a pond, or even having a swimming pool in the backyard or a swimming pool in your apartment. That might be helpful for you guys. If not, it might be about taking bubble baths, or, you know, when you're taking a shower, when you're taking a bath, being able to use that as real self-care time to just purify or clean any of those negative thoughts that really lead to this confusion. Okay, so let's also get you a Seasons of the Witch oracle. I love this deck. I don't think I've actually used it yet in any of my videos, so I'm really excited to use it. And pile one, you guys are the first people to get a card from this deck in my videos. Yay! Alright, pile one, Seasons of the Witch. Let's get one Seasons of the Witch card for pile one, please. Okay. So you guys have Haunted. Let me read this out loud. The breaking of the floor beneath your naked feet. The creaking of the walls as a cold kisses flesh. You're never really alone when in the company of hauntings within bone. Okay, so I'm getting a few messages. One, you're not alone. I don't know if it feels comfortable to hear that you're not alone because you're haunted. That is not the message that I'm getting. I'm getting that you are not alone and that your spirit guides, maybe your past loved ones, and people even now, you know, in your 3D world, like your family, your friends, they are here with you, so you're not alone. The second thing I'm hearing is a lot of your self-doubt, a lot of your, you know, defensive nature is related to perhaps you being haunted by your past. And so you may want to get some kind of, you know, help, whether it's through a counselor or a therapist or even group therapy, or maybe doing some journaling. If you go to church or practice a religion, maybe turning to a religious leader. There's a little bit of that Hierophant energy that I'm actually getting from this card. So one, you're not alone. Two, you are being haunted by your past. So it may be about finding ways to de-hauntify yourself. Okay? All right, so let's get you a Divine Door card. This deck is so pretty. It just has like the prettiest doors. And let's see what doors will open for you in 2021, since 2020 and maybe even earlier before that, you guys have been haunted by some self-doubt, and 2020 is all about learning that you can trust yourself and that you are a confident being. And you have this beautiful golden door, and it says, trust the universe. Intuition has wandered and led you astray. Oh, the timing's not yours, but the universe at play. Have faith and breathe. Yeah, so it says that your intuition has wandered and led you astray. I would disagree and say that is actually not your intuition. What that is your anxieties, your self-doubts, your past trauma that comes out and really sounds like you. So a lot of people who have anxious thoughts or, you know, self-doubt, they feel like it's them, but it's actually the anxiety that sounds so much like them, and they can confuse that with intuition. Your intuition will not lead you astray. But if you can trust in yourself to make the right choices, if you know that these are opportunities, not traps, then doors will open for you. Okay? All right. So let's do one more. I don't do this many oracle cards, but for you guys, this feels like such an empowering message. So I want to get as many messages or things for you. So let's get an animal spirit card as well. One animal spirit card for pile one, please. 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 Okay, if you don't have one pop out, I will just pick one at random. So one animal spirit card for pile one. Okay, I'm going to cut the deck and just choose one. You guys got the starfish. Ooh, and that's beautiful. So the starfish is an animal or creature that can regenerate. So if they lose a limb, they can grow it back. It might take some time, right? It might even be a painful process, but they can still do it because they're survivors. So just like starfish, you guys are resilient. You guys can regenerate, and you guys can trust in yourselves to rebuild yourself, okay? I do want to read from the book as well, because I think the messages are super helpful and just a lot to think about. So let's get you guys. Okay, so starfish. We have the keywords as beautiful, alluring, superficial, or shallow. So the starfish is a natural and exquisite beauty, mesmerizing to all. Being around someone with starfish energy is a thrill, like you've been put under a spell of divinity itself. The problem is, these creatures have been reliant on how they look and what other people think of them for so long that they may have forgotten their deeper callings. When this card appears, it's important to ask, am I being swayed by outward appearances? And what dreams have I put aside to please others? When in balance, they're uplifting, artistic, and expressive. When out of balance, there's gossip and there's a feeling of emptiness. And to bring into balance is about positive friends. Now, I'm hearing some of you guys say, positive friends? I don't have positive friends. And some of that might be related to, you guys being a bit defensive at times and being self-protective. I think another part of it is you guys may have been burned pretty badly by people in the past, but you can be a positive friend to yourself, right? And the more that you're kinder to yourself, the more that people will just kind of gravitate towards you who are meant to be in your life. With this message of the starfish, the biggest thing I'm hearing is that have you sacrificed things that are really important to you, or have you lost opportunities because you felt like it wasn't right, or because you couldn't trust your judgment? When you're a star, you can trust your judgment, okay? So let's get you guys some charms. Alright, so let's see what we have. So, we have this kind of white, gold, silver charm. So for me, this is the crown chakra charm. Trusting your intuition, knowing that you are a magical, divine being. Trusting yourself, right? This card, Seven of Cups, it doesn't have to represent confusion. It can mean that you have options and you can trust yourself to make the right choice. We have the ladybug. The ladybug is actually a sign of good luck. And then we have the Pisces charm. So some of you guys might be Pisces or water signs or have Pisces in your chart. But it also talks about intuition, right? So it's going on about this intuition of yours, like I mentioned with this shell charm or your crown chakra. And about being able to trust yourself, to be confident in your decisions. There's a little howling wolf. I would say this is your higher self kind of calling out to you, saying, trust me, trust you. We know what we're doing. This mermaid has her back turned. So, yeah, once again, this could be about your, significant water in your chart. But I see this mermaid as someone who is hiding themselves, not really being able to see the world face forward because they are feeling so defensive or not, whatnot. But it's time for you to come out of this shell, right? You don't have to have your back turned to everything. That can be quite lonely. We've got a heart with wings. I get this sense that for a long time your heart has felt heavy, and this is about feeling lighter in your heart space. Because now that you know you can trust yourself, now that you know you can let your guard down just a little bit, you can be this King of Wands type, right? And the King of Wands, I don't imagine that they walk around with a heavy heart. I think they're just so confident in themselves. They're so sure of themselves. They don't have time to feel that heaviness. We've got a little dinosaur. This is so cute. I'm just getting like a playful energy from this. Be a little playful. Let yourself be playful. We've got a clock. I'm getting the message of a lot of wasted time or a lot of potentially wasted opportunities. Maybe there are a lot of things that you wish you could have done or that you regret. I'm hearing, I wish I could have done this, I wish I could have done that, but my self-doubt got the better of me. But we can change that. You can change that. We've got the dove charm, the peace dove. So I think peace and a sense of just calm is coming your way. And then we've got this Snow White charm. So Snow White, she takes care of 7 dwarves, and that's a lot of people to care for, yeah? I imagine that's how you might feel a lot of the times, is you have to care for others. But it's saying, no, it's now time to take care of yourself. And it's interesting, we've got 7 of Wands, 7 of Cups, with Snow White and the 7 dwarves. Maybe 777, or just the number 7 is an important number for you. Okay? But you don't have to take care of all these little dwarves or all these little things in your life. You take care of yourself first, right? Because you're the King of Wands. And all of these things are opportunities, not things meant to confuse you or trip you up. Okay. So let's get you guys some letters to end your reading. Oop, that one fell out. Okay. So we have J, we have F, we have E. Maybe some of you guys are named Jeff. You have another E. You have a W. You have an L. So Jewel. Maybe some of you guys are jewels, you just don't realize it yet. Diamond in the rough, you know. We have an I, we have a D, and we have an A. So Sid, Jewel, Feel. Maybe for some time you guys haven't really felt confident in yourself, but now you can, because you're a jewel, you're a gem, you're a diamond. All right, so pile 1. So the lesson that you are meant to learn in 2020 is that you are allowed to trust yourself. You can make decisions for yourself. These things that come your way that you feel like are meant to confuse you are actually opportunities and choices presented to you, because you have free will and you have the right to choose. Okay, so pile 1, I hope that resonated for you guys. If it didn't, no problem. Pick another pile, pick another reading. You can pick another reader. If it did resonate, well, let me know what's going on, what your journey has been like as you become more and more confident in yourself. But yeah, pile 1, I hope that was helpful, and I wish you a happy new year, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Bye, pile 1. Thanks for joining. Alright, pile 2, you guys chose the Golden Universal Tarot, or this resin crystal with a pink flower in it. So we're going to find out what lessons or lesson you are meant to learn this year in 2020. Alright, so pile 1. What lesson or lessons were they meant to learn in 2020? For pile 1. What lesson or lessons were they meant to learn in 2020? For pile 1. Lessons in 2020, pile 1. Let's get 3 to 4 cards. Oh, 2 of Cups. Let's get a few more. Pile 2. Did I say pile 1 while I was shuffling? I meant pile 2. Oof, that's a bit too many cards, actually. So pile 2. What lessons? Were you meant to learn in 2020? Pile 2. Pile 2. What lessons were you meant to learn in 2020? 2 more cards, please, for pile 2. Lessons in 2020. Pile 2. Pile 2. Pile 2. What lessons were they meant to learn in 2020? Pile 2, please. Okay. So then we've got the Two of Wands coming out. Pile 2. And, oh my gosh, we've got the Four of Cups. And we've got the Lovers card popping out. Oh, and we've got the Death card at the bottom of the deck. All right. Wow. This is a very interesting reading. So first off, what I'm seeing is you guys are pile 2, and we've got Two of Cups and Two of Wands. We've also got the Lovers card, which is the major arcana version of the Two of Cups. So for pile 2, you guys, this year in 2020, you were meant to learn about love and relationships. I mean, that's your lesson. You were meant to learn about love, romance, relationships, connections. And this was an incredibly transformative year for you guys. I'm getting the sense that for some of you, you guys may have been people who are, perpetually single, or who find it difficult to date, or, for whatever reason may have a hesitancy or even an aversion to dating. So in the past, you may have been really Four of Cups about dating, of, I'm not meant to be with anyone, I'm meant to be alone, or I just don't want to date, blah, blah, blah. But eventually started looking at the possibility of dating, right? It's this person has a globe in his hands, just kind of looking out, contemplating, do I want to have a different perspective on the world? Do I want to have a different perspective on love? And what I'm hearing is that you guys had or have a relationship that started off, more Two of Cups, where it could be about friendships, kind of a soulmate energy. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, although there's a good heavy romantic energy involved, but it really transformed into a full-on union. So with the Death card at the bottom of the deck, some of you guys, this connection may have ended, but I'm hearing that these relationships, or the relationship that you've had, or that you are in, it's not for naught. You really have to learn that you are lovable, that you are meant to be with someone, that love is a real option, right? But also that you chose to give yourself a chance when it came to love and relationships. The Lovers card, yes, it's about soulmates and love and partnership, but it's also about making a choice. Because it seems like for quite some time, you may have felt like your only choice was to be in this Four of Cups energy of feeling dissatisfied, or not really getting that love that you always envisioned. But you made the choice to say, no, I think I want to see some things a bit differently. And then you found partnerships. Some of you guys found long-lasting friendships. Some of you guys got into a committed relationship maybe for the first time. Some of you guys are maybe engaged or even married, which is something that you may have never thought you would do. Some of you guys may have had an ending, but there's a feeling of, it ended and I'm heartbroken, but at the same time, I loved when I never thought that I could. So really, really beautiful energies. I want to get you guys messages of love cards. Seems pretty appropriate. So pile 2. It's so interesting. The number 2 is all about like partnership and couples, and here you guys are, pile 2. Basically about that with Two of Cups, Two of Wands, the Lovers. Beautiful. Okay, so pile 2, let's get you guys a card or cards from the Messages of Love Oracle. Pile 2, messages of love, please. Pile 2, messages of love, and I will take those. Okay, so when cards come out face down, that means it's either a secret or something from your unconscious being revealed or something from your shadow self that's coming out, okay? So intuition. You already know the answer you seek. For a long time, you guys have questioned your intuition when it came to love and romance and partnerships, but it seems like you guys are much more clear and much more willing to trust your intuition. And this is so interesting because pile 1, intuition also popped up, although it didn't really have to do with romance per se. It had more to do with trusting themselves. But maybe that's something you want to watch. There might be a message for you. And then the second card, put away the computer. Working less will help strengthen your relationship. So this seems like a message for just a few of you guys. Maybe you guys are a bit of a workaholic. Maybe because for some of you guys, this is your first real serious relationship or first foray into dating. You find a little bit of a struggle when it comes to work-life balance. Maybe in the past, you guys would just dive head into work to distract yourself from, not being in a relationship, from avoiding dating. And now you guys are dating, now you guys are in a relationship, or now you guys are much more interested in love, but there's still some of the habits from before where you might be using other things to distract yourself from it. So it's just a little bit of a warning. Okay? Let's also get some messages from the Hidden Truth Oracle. This is really lovely, though. I'm getting the sense that for many of you guys, pile 2, you guys don't really have a lot of relationship experience. But this year, you said, no, I'm going to try something different, which is pretty remarkable considering the pandemic and all that social distancing. How on earth did you manage to find people? I'm impressed. All right. So maybe we'll get one more. That's way too many. No, just one more, please. There we go. All right, so we've got one that came out face down. I feel you leaving me behind. Interesting. And then so many things remind me of you. All right, so this is for the people who may have had some kind of a relationship end or a breakup. So this sounds like it's the other person, telling you, hey, I miss you. I can already feel you moving on without me, and that you're in my life every day. So many things remind me of you. And I think this is once again just clarifying that you are someone who's so lovable and that you do leave a mark on people. And part of love and relationships is also sometimes moving on, whether it's to come back to the person or, just to come back to yourself or whatnot. But this is a lesson that for those of you who did have a breakup, you guys had to learn. Okay? All right, so let's get you guys some charms. Oof. Oh, I thought you guys got a lot more than that, but you guys didn't really get that much. All right, so we got the Harry Potter charm and then the Voldemort charm. So for me, I really feel like this is a sense of union of your shadow self and your light self, of your divine feminine, your divine masculine, or some kind of union between you and a divine partner. I am not saying that Voldemort is Harry Potter's divine partner, but they are connected, right? It's almost a yin and yang situation. And this year you were learning about partnerships, the union of sorts. So it was union internally and externally, I believe. Oop. You've got a shoe. I really feel like you guys took big steps, a big leap of faith to learn all these lessons about love and romance and relationships. Because I imagine it was very difficult for you guys. We have the squid, or the squid or octopus. Octopus, I'm not sure. But this can feel like someone being really overwhelmed, feeling like you have to do a little bit of everything everywhere, feeling pulled in different directions. And this might have been overwhelming for you guys, right? Doing something that is scary or different for you, opening up to people that maybe in the past you wouldn't have wanted to, or opening yourself up to people when you feel like you didn't know how. It's interesting. I feel like you guys are pile one, like in the future. Does that make sense? So you guys are where pile one will be in a year. Did that make sense? I hope that made sense. But yeah. So yes, the rose quartz. I mean, this is all about the heart chakra, love, romance, right? Perfect for you guys. We have the house monopoly charm. So for some of you guys, yeah, it's about that commitment. You guys might moved in with someone. You guys might have bought a house with someone. But overall, it's that you're actually starting to feel that stability, getting a home life when maybe you guys never thought you would have one. And then the hotel charm is maybe you guys went traveling. I mean, once again, with this pandemic, I have no idea how you could have traveled, but wow, okay. Or it may just be that, you know, you are evolving from a home life to something even more fantastical. Don't limit yourself. Maybe some of you guys felt like you could only have a certain kind of home life or house or whatnot, but your guides are saying, no, you can have something even bigger if you choose. You can have the love that you want. Let's get you guys some letters. Wow, I'm like dropping things left and right today. You've got W, we've got Y, we've got V, you've got Z, very interesting letters coming out. G, D, F, B, T, and the only vowel is U. We've got butt, we've got gut. I don't know why, but like with W, Y, and F, I'm almost getting the sense of wife. So some of you guys might have become a wife, or, you know, got a wife, or became a wife and got a wife. I'm hearing like wifed up. All right. So yeah, pile number 2, what you were meant to learn this 2020 year was just all about love and romance and relationships. A lot of you guys may have run away from relationships or from love, but this year, for whatever reason, you guys decided to think about it differently, and it ended up in union and love. And for those, you know, who did have a breakup or separation of sorts, that was also for a reason, and you learned a lot from it as well. All right, so pile 2, I hope that resonated. I hope that made sense. If it did, I'd love to hear from you guys what you have experienced. Tell me about your love stories. Share with me what you've learned about love and romance. If this did not resonate for you guys, no worries. Please go ahead, pick another pile, another reading, or another reader. But thanks so much for joining me. Happy New Year, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye, pile 2. Okay. Pile 3, you guys chose Tarot of the Divine, or this resin crystal with these really pretty yellow flowers. Oops, and let me take that away. Sorry, guys. That was from pile 2. But now it's about you guys, pile 3. So this reading is about what lessons you were meant to learn this year, 2020. So So pile 3, let's jump to it. What lessons? That was a funny shuffle. What lessons were you guys meant to learn this year, 2020? What lessons were you guys meant to learn in 2020? Alright, pile 3 lessons in 2020. Let's get 3 to 4 cards. Pile 3 lessons in 2020. Pile 3, please, lessons in 2020. Lessons in 2020. Pile 3, please. Okay. Page of Coins. Pile 3, lessons for 2020. Lessons in 2020. Lessons in 2020. Today, the cards aren't really popping out. That's so interesting. So pile 3, lessons in 2020. Let's get 2 more cards. Okay, we've got the King of Cups. Okay. So 1 more card, please, for pile 3, lessons in 2020. Pile 3. Okay. All right. 10 of Wands. Okay. And Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So, before I even get to the cards, what I'm hearing is, when the 10 of Wands came out, I heard, it's okay to not be okay. 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 So for some of you guys, one of the lessons that you may have learned this year is that you guys don't have to pretend like everything is okay. I mean, 2020, let's be honest, it was a cluster bleep of a year, right? It's just a dumpster fire of epic proportions. So a lot of things weren't okay. But this may have been the first time where you really felt like it's okay to acknowledge those burdens, share those burdens, and give yourself a chance to release some of those burdens by telling yourself and telling others it is okay to not be okay. It's interesting because piles 1 and 2 I felt like had very specific lessons, or just had, one lesson to learn. But you guys, pile 3, I'm getting potentially more than one. So I do want to clarify the Page of Coins and the King of Cups. Although the King of Cups, it feels pretty connected to the 10 of Wands. But first, let me just clarify the Page of Coins. One card to clarify the Page of Coins, please. Oh, that's too many. One card, please, to clarify the Page of Coins. Today's one of those days where cards just don't want to pop out. Okay, oh, 3 of Cups. Okay. And then the King of Coins. Why did I call it the Knight of Coins? The King of Cups. Let's clarify that. Oh, that came up. 7 of Coins. 7 of Pentacles. And then this card came out face down. When a card comes out face down, usually that's something that's being revealed to you, that's from your shadow self or your unconscious, or something that's been hidden from you. So we have the Chariot upside down. Okay, so you guys have learned a lot this year, and you guys might even want to watch Piles 1 and Piles 2 because I think there are messages for you guys in both, but particularly Pile 1. So with the Page of Coins, I think what you've learned this year is to extend offers or invitations to other people to get to know you or to start friendships. So I'm not getting too much of a romantic sense, but with the Three of Cups, it seems very much like you did a lot of reaching out to people, letting them know that you care about them, really fostering relationships and connections. And once again, especially with this pandemic, it's almost like you learned how important it is to have good people around you and to keep these friendships alive. And to do that, you have to offer them things as well. Maybe in the past you felt kind of vulnerable or a little shy even, or embarrassed to reach out to make the first move towards people. But this year, it seems very much like, hey, no, I'm going to make the first move. I'm going to say hi. I'm going to send that message. I'm going to extend that invitation. And you've been able to really connect with a lot of good people. And I think you've really helped a lot of people during this pretty tough year as well. So you've learned to come out of your shell and extend these opportunities to connect with others. So the other lesson I'm seeing with the King of Cups is it has to do with emotions, right? It's very similar, like I said, with the Ten of Wands card of it's okay to not be okay. I think it took you guys some time to realize that and to master that part of your emotional life. That doesn't really make sense. But it took you some time to master that part of your emotional self. For you to even acknowledge that, hey, I have emotions. I am someone who feels things. I am someone who can feel bad at times or feel okay at times. But it's really this year, 2020, with the pandemic, that's helped you to realize even more so it's okay for me to acknowledge these burdens. And one way to master my emotions, like the King of Cups does, is to acknowledge, hey, this is a pretty heavy, shitty situation. And with the Seven of Coins, it was a long time coming. This is not something, even though this is a lesson you've learned this 2020, this is not something that you started working on just this year. I imagine this is something that you feel like you've been learning for many years now, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe even 7 years. Learning to accept your emotions, learning to acknowledge that you are an emotional being, that emotions do not make you weak. If anything, they just make you human. And because you can acknowledge these emotions, I imagine that's why you were also able to extend these invitations to friends and other people to show how much you care about them. And then the Chariot in reverse, once again, is just confirmation that it was a long time coming. It felt like it was a slow move. And I think that's why I had a little Freudian slip a few minutes ago when I called this the Knight of Coins instead of the King of Coins, because it felt like such slow moving energies. Okay? Yeah. So, okay, yes. So you guys learned many lessons for 2020, but the overarching theme is emotional mastery. You can say it's okay to not be okay. You can acknowledge that you are an emotional being. And because of that, you are not afraid to reach out and be vulnerable and to connect with other people. That is beautiful, pile 2. Wow. Okay, so I want to get you guys a Divine Door card. Oh, wow, and you know what? I just realized I didn't mention anything about the Ace of Wands, and so it just kind of slid down on its own. And it's all about finding that spark within yourself, finding that confidence with yourself. This is such a beautiful card. And it looks like fire. It's like Phoenix rising from the ashes. There is rebirth. So it's interesting because I think the Death card came out in both piles 1 and 2, and I'm getting a very Death card vibe from this transformation, this being reborn. You are also finding a way to channel your emotions and your feelings into creation, into creating something. Maybe there's a project that you're starting. It's wonderful. All right, so let's get you a divine door. I hate bending my cards, but shuffle. Yeah. Let's do one more shuffle for you guys, pile 3. I really love this reading for all of you guys. All right, a divine door for pile 3, please. A divine door for pile 3. A divine door for pile 3. Oh my gosh, it says 1111. Oh my goodness. We have this door, beautiful door. And it says 1111. Numbers and doubles, synchronicity in 2. Don't hold back your love now. Life is meant for you. And pass this card on. Perfect. This pass this card on energy is all about this 3 of Cups energy, right? You reaching out to friends and loved ones, and the Page of Coins. You're passing all this love on to other people. Beautiful. You may also be seeing 1111 a lot, or other kinds of synchronistic numbers. But wow, this is such a beautiful reading. I'm kind of getting chills. I want to get you guys also a sacred self-care card. Oopsies. Okay. Oh, too many cards. Sacred self-care card for pile 3, please. A self-care card for pile 3. A self-care card for pile 3, please. Okay. If a card does not pop out, I will go ahead and pick one. I'm going to cut the deck. I'll take this card. You guys have create art. Oh my gosh. And while I was shuffling this deck, the Ace of Wands card just kind of slid out again, right? Maybe it's about being creative. Maybe what some of you guys are doing is like creating art, painting, or making sculptures, something related to this emotional mastery. You're really able to channel all of these emotions and the energy and the life force from your feelings into something beautiful, into a work of art. Oh my gosh, I got chills again. This is so beautiful. I do want to get you guys an In the Shadows card. I don't know why, but I do want to get you guys a shadow message. This Ace of Wands is just shadows, oracle, pile 3, please. I feel like it's going to be something profound, something that might even resonate with some of the art that you guys might create for pile 3. Okay, so one card came out and it came face down. So like I said, anything that comes face down, parts of your unconscious or the shadows are coming out. So I am not coming back. You know what I'm hearing? I don't even get the sense that it's not someone in your life saying I'm not coming back. I think this is you right now saying to other people or even your past self that you are not reverting back to this emotionally stunted or emotionally restricted person. You are the King of Cups. You are someone who controls your emotions, and you're not turning back from that. Very, once again, kind of like that death card of I'm being reborn, and I'm not going back to who I was in my previous life. Super powerful. Okay. Ooh, okay. You know what? I'm going to let it do its thing. Let's get you guys some charms, pile 3. My powerful group. Ooh, oh my gosh. Okay. Pretty. So we've got this Lego door. It used to have this like, what is that, door that would open up. I don't know where it went, but I guess you just blasted open the door and new opportunities are coming your way and you're not looking back, right? I'm not coming back. I'm gone. I'm going. So this shell is a green shell, and for me it represents the heart chakra. So you've done a lot of healing of the heart chakra of your heart space, but also the healing of other people too, with this 3 of Cups and the Page of Coins. You've got like a little kind of seashell or sea motif. I wonder if this might also be related to your creation. Oops. If it might be related to something regarding the ocean or the sea, or some kind of mythology relating to the sea about Poseidon, or if you're curious about mermaids or something. You know, with the blue shell, I'm also getting the throat chakra, so you're speaking up a lot more now. Perhaps even your emotions. You're speaking up about your emotions much more, and you're feeling comfortable in that, and you're not coming back to when you would restrict or hide your emotions. Nice. And we've got the Lego fence. So this is all about boundaries. Part of being an emotional master is to also have boundaries and to enforce them. So you probably learned how to do this year. You got the snowflake charm. So you guys are one of a kind. Beautiful. The human skeleton is a little book. To me, this is just reinforcing the death energy. This transformative energy. This, I'm not going back to who I was or what it was like back then. Rituals of the night. So what I'm getting is maybe some of your nightly rituals was making sure to send texts or messages to your loved ones, to the people in your 3 of Cups energy, vibe. Some of you guys might also have a really good like sleep hygiene routine. You have a plane. Yeah, I don't know how, but did you guys travel this year, or maybe it's about even keeping in contact with people who are far from you at a long distance, but still keeping that, you know, 3 of Cups energy going on with them. You've got a paw print. So either you guys are a puppy owner or like a pet owner, but I'm also getting the sense of loyalty. You feel loyal to these people around you, and they feel loyal to you. They have so much gratitude and love towards you for being able to offer them that pentacle, to give them that love. Oh, we have a little deer. Oh, this is so cute. I sense purity. I sense a feeling of newness, kind of similar, I guess, to the death charm of a rebirth, or going back to, and, you know, maybe even going back to a simpler time when you were younger. Maybe when you were younger, it was much easier for you to reach out to people and to maintain friendships. And that vibe, that energy has come back. You've got 2 fish, or the Pisces charm. But you know, the fish are kissing, so maybe once again it's also about all these connections and the love that you fostered. And then we've got the stethoscope. So I'm wondering if some of you guys maybe are medical, in the medical field, you know, doctors, nurses, respiratory therapists, or, you know, people who may have actually worked with a lot of COVID and COVID patients. And so maybe that also helped you to, you know, come to the conclusion of it's okay to not be okay. It's, you know, it's okay for me to share my emotions and to express all of these feelings, because 2020 was an emotional and is an emotional year. I'm also getting the sense that with the stethoscope, even if you're not someone in the medical field, the sense of you caring for others. Once again, this Page of Coins, 3 of Cups energy. You guys are just beautiful. Okay, letters. All right, pile 3. You've got V. You've got Z. You've got I. You've got L, B, C, T, N, oops, and W. I see zinc, lint, B-I-Z, maybe like a business, L-I-T, lit. Yeah. All right, so pile 3, you guys are the pile that learned quite a few lessons this year, but the overarching energy is all about emotional mastery. You have been able to finally say to yourself, it is okay to not be okay. It's okay to acknowledge these burdens, right? Part of being a master of my emotions is to express them and to acknowledge them. And because you were able to acknowledge your own emotions, you were able to extend so much love and compassion to the people around you. You were even able to foster new relationships because of this emotional mastery. And with this emotional mastery, I'm really getting the sense that it's now helping you to channel ways to create art that maybe you never would have thought you could do. Okay? All right, well, pile 3, that was your reading. Please let me know if it resonated. If it did, I want to hear about it. If not, no worries. Please pick another pile, another reading, or another reader. But thanks for joining me. Happy New Year, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Bye!